Allure of the Seas. Let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming to my channel, Out of Office B. I'm Brandy, and if you are new here, welcome. If you return, thank you so much. Either way, please hit that subscribe button and also the bell so that way you'll get notifications when new videos are uploaded. So I kind of want to go into my review of Allure of the Seas. Also talk about day 3, which I don't have a vlog up for that in case you guys have not noticed. I will link in the description my first 2 vlog videos, but unfortunately we were in a storm, so I didn't get a lot of good content on that last day, which was a sea day for us. So I'm just gonna kind of incorporate some of the stuff that went on that day. And if you guys see me looking down, I have notes on my phone. I'm actually here in Miami because I leave on Scarlet Lady Virgin Voyages tomorrow. So I'm here in Miami right now in my hotel room, and I was like, what better time to do this? I don't have the kids to interrupt me. The dogs aren't barking in the background, so here we go. So let's go ahead and get started with day 3 and what actually happened. The night before, if you guys watched my Hideaway Beach vlog, I got sick. We went to Chop's Grill for dinner and I couldn't even eat my food. Like, I was that nauseous. And it wasn't seasick or anything like that. I just feel that I had maybe 1, 2 mini drinks, maybe. And in that, sat in the sun all day and my body was just like, girl, go somewhere. Like, I'm not gonna play with you. So ended up leaving Chop's Grill early, going back to my room, laying down, and slept pretty much the whole night. And I think I went back to the room about 9 p.m. I didn't wake up until maybe about midnight. Got up, got some water, laid back down. Then I didn't get up again until like in the morning. So I actually needed that rest because of the whole thing that led up to me even getting to Orlando was just a hot mess. So I really was running on like no sleep. So my body pretty much was like shut down, and then all the alcohol didn't help. So, but when we woke up, we were in a storm, or a storm was approaching, I should say that. So went out on the balcony, the seas were rough, as you can see right here. And at first I was scared. I was like, okay, I've been on plenty of cruises and I've never been on a cruise in the middle of a storm. Like, what is going on? So I was nervous. I had told myself I'm going to put on my life vest and just lay in the room all day just so I'm prepared. But obviously that didn't happen. After the storm pretty much passed, I would say maybe it lasted about an hour. After the storm passed, we were Gucci. Everything was back to normal. It was just really still windy, still kind of cold. So again, I didn't get a lot of good footage. We also attended Oceanaria, which is the aqua show. And we also went to Blades. So I'll put some little stills here for there. And the shows were good. I had a good time. Now, where it really turned up for me was that night I started feeling a lot better. We went to silent disco. I had never done silent disco before, and that was on point for me. I had a ball. And then, of course, after that, we had to go back to the room, start packing up so that way we can get off the next day. But let's get into the actual review. Allure of the Seas had been on my radar for quite some time. There's a couple that I follow on YouTube. Lynette and Stanley, if you guys have not heard of them, Life With Us TV, they went on Allure of the Seas, and it pretty much kind of like sealed the deal, like, okay, I need to go on this ship. So some pricing came out for a 3-day to perfect day, and I was like, I'm on it. So I hit up my bestie, like, girl, because we're both travel agents, like, hey, we got to get in here, we got to do this. We can't sell Royal like we can sell Carnival, because we've never done a Royal sailing before. So this is going to just kind of like put the icing on the cake so we can start marketing to our clients a little bit better for a Royal Caribbean cruise. So she agreed. We ended up booking it, and that's how we ended up on Allure. I already knew that the ship was pretty big just by looking at different YouTubes, and I just wasn't prepared, if that makes sense. So when we actually got there and we were getting on, I like started feeling a little bit of anxiety because it was so big. It kind of felt a little closed in when we first went into the promenade. It looked like a giant mall. There was like no lighting coming in, barely. Well, there was a little bit of light, but there's barely any lighting coming in. I just felt like, am I on a cruise ship or am I back home at the mall? Like, what's going on? So I started feeling some anxiety. That all went away. I had a drink. We got into our room. Everything was cool. I will say that that is one of my pros. The embarkation was just so smooth, so easy. And it also could be because I've never done a cruise without my kids before. So for my mamas, y'all know, when you cruising with them babies, you got to have all them birth certificates or passports for everyone. And, you know, they running around trying to see what's going on and ready to get on the ship, and you're trying to get them all checked in. So that could have been one of the reasons why the embarkation was so smooth for me. However, I have heard other people say in comparison to Carnival, the embarkation for Royal is a lot easier. Another pro for me was the layout of the ship. Like I said, it was massive, but how they had the different neighborhoods set up. I fell in love with Central Park. Absolutely love that area. And it was just laid out like perfectly where everything wasn't cramped together. And again, it was obviously the size of the ship. This is my first Royal sailing. I don't know if I said that. I did say that, but this is my first Royal sailing. And so when I compare it to Carnival, Carnival doesn't have this setup. There's no neighborhoods, there's no park area. So it was really new and gorgeous to me. And I was like, okay, like, I love the Central Park area. And I'm a natural lighting type of girl. So being able to go out there and having like the trees and they have the bird sounds in the back, that basically made for it to make me feel a little bit more comfortable. Another pro of mine was obviously when we got to Perfect Day, we went to Hideaway Beach, which is the adult only area of the beach. Brand new. I thought it had been open for a couple of weeks. Apparently I was wrong. It had just opened up the day before we got there with the Icon of the Seas sailing. So when we got there, I was like, oh my God, like this is so, I'm so happy to be one of the first sailings and be able to experience it without it being like a watered down feeling, because I've been looking at other vlogs and trying to compare my time to their time. So it was an organic feeling that I had. I wasn't expecting anything because I really didn't know anything outside of that there wasn't going to be any kids running around. So I absolutely 100% loved Hideaway Beach. So let's get into the cons. Now, before I go here, I just want to tell you, loyal to Royal people, I'm not coming on y'all turf trying to start no mess. I'm just giving my opinion on things that I felt I prefer to do on Carnival. The food, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. We ate in the MDR the first night, didn't like it. Although that was my first time trying escargot, and that was good, but I don't know what to compare it to. And then the, what's it called? Windjammer. The setup was just, it was just too much. Like having to find a table. It was extremely crowded. Everyone was just kind of there all trying to eat so they can get off the ship to go to Perfect Day. And that could have been a reason why it felt crowded. However, the food, again, it's a no for me. We did go to the Windjammer on Caribbean night. I did enjoy the curry goat. I did enjoy the beef patties. Outside of that, no. Chops Grill was the restaurant that we went to when we came back from Perfect Day. It's the steakhouse, and the lobster was good, what I could eat of it. But everything else, I wasn't feeling good. So I can't really give that a fair assessment because I only ate the lobster. Everything else I couldn't eat. I couldn't really take the smell because I was nauseous. Let's see. We went to Sabor, which is a taqueria, and it was good. It was good. That's leading me into my next con, the upcharges. There were so many upcharges for everything, like for everything. And I'm just not used to that. I can blame myself for that because I could have did a little more research before I got on the ship, which I thought I did. I thought I had enough ammunition to be like, okay, this is everything that I want to pay for. This is everything that I want to try, and I know it's going to cost additional. But when we got on the ship and we went to go eat, initially we thought Sabor was El Loco, and it wasn't, but we were already there, and that was kind of our fault. We got the names kind of mixed up, but we didn't realize that there were 2 taquerias on there and that one was an upcharge. So that kind of like threw us for a loop anyways. And then, like I said, you know, we ate at Chops Grill. The part that killed me, the Chops Grills, we knew we had to pay. We actually prepaid for Chops Grill. But when I got there and I wanted the lobster and I wanted to add filet, there was an upcharge for that too. Like, okay, so what did I prepay? What was that for? Like, it was just doing too much. So upcharges were something that I was not happy with at all. Something I'm not used to. And again, that could be my fault. Now I know to prepare a little bit better. Activities. There weren't any that piqued my interest. We did try to go play bingo, but the buy-in was extremely like out of my budget. I was like, what? No, absolutely not. There was a scavenger hunt. I don't know, maybe I missed that part on the app, but I didn't see it. I would have loved to participate in that. Like, I saw people running around doing things, and I love scavenger hunts. So I definitely would have loved to participate in that, but didn't really know too much about it. Outside of that, it was like really not any activities that piqued my interest. So I think that they should do a little bit better with having more broader activities. And I talked about upcharges and the food. Only other con that I have that is a big one for me is that this ship is way too big for a 3-day sailing. I don't think that this ship should have been put into rotation for this sailing. Although I appreciate it because I was able to experience it, it was just way too big. Like, we didn't even get to really scratch the surface of the ship. We walked back and forth on the top deck, from the forward to the aft, and that was about it. But I would have liked to see like more within the actual ship, but we just didn't have time. So that's really my review on Allure. Would I sail Royal again? I absolutely would. Like I said, I know what to expect food wise. I know what to expect upcharge wise. I would definitely do a longer sailing if I'm going to do one of the mega ships, or, you know, the Oasis class and above. But definitely I would for sure do Royal again. My preference is still Carnival. We'll see if that changes when I go on Virgin tomorrow. But as for what I prefer, it is Carnival, but I would actually do Royal as well. I can't really compare it to anything else because I've only sailed Carnival, and I'm going to hopefully be getting into Norwegian and MSC here soon so I can do a better assessment on like who I like the best. But for right now, your girl's team Carnival. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have as far as like the review. My day 3, like I said, we spent just kind of in a storm. And then after the storm passed, everything was still wet and windy, and it was just kind of like, all right, let's just go back to the room and pack up and get ready to go. And then we attended those shows. So that's another thing. If I can compare entertainment, Royal did kick Carnival to the curb with the entertainment, because I had never seen anything like the Oceanaria or the Blades on a cruise ship, and it was a phenomenal production. I heard that the aqua show on some of the newer ships is even better. So I'm looking forward to that, you know, sailing on another ship with Royal and seeing the different type of aqua shows. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Again, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be uploading my vlog from Virgin. This is my very first solo cruise. It's actually my very first solo trip outside of work capacity. So I'm extremely excited about that. So I will be uploading stuff on my vlogs once I get back and edit everything for everybody to see. And I hope that this information that I gave was helpful. I know I was kind of rambling, but there was just so much to talk about that I was just trying to like condense it. But you know, here we are. So yeah, you guys make sure you subscribe, and I'll be back with that information or that vlog from Virgin real soon. Talk to you later.